Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Zane. Today we're looking at Polestar. We're looking at a lot of things, not just Polestar to be honest. We've got a few articles to go through, so this is going to be quite good. Yeah, Polestar 2 leads June EV sales as Tesla gears up for a busy second half. I was actually reading this today, so we're going to read through this. We're going to try to understand what exactly is going on. Why didn't Tesla perform very well? Most people will probably know why. Most people, but not everyone will. So we just gotta inform everyone. What else have we've got? We've got modern car. Most people with their arrogant style and Polestar CEO. Polestar CEO Thomas Ingleth has been doing a lot of interviews lately, which is good for Polestar. It's very good. I'm not complaining. So he's had a lot to say recently, especially building up to the SPAC merger, especially building up to ringing the bell at NASDAQ. Plenty of things to say. We've got an article from Forbes as well. Polestar CEO Thomas Ingleth, innovation is the key driver. We'll read through that as well. We're reading through everything today, so get excited. What else have we got? Okay, so I actually made a video on this today. I made a video on this topic today. So Polestar boss wants a production version of the striking O2 concept. Yeah, I made a video on this today. It was actually really exciting. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I recommend you checking it out for sure, because basically it confirms everything that I've been saying for a long time, that Polestar will build the Polestar 02 eventually. They want to build this car. They didn't just make a clay version of this car just for advertisement, just for the buzz, just for excitement. No. They made a production. They have real ambition to make a production version of this car. And these interviews just confirm it. They literally confirm it. So the interview that he did, a lot of different people have posted about this interview. Ooh, there's my video. Someone saying, there's my video right there. That's the video I posted today. That's so awesome to see that my video is in is in the Google search. By the way, I went to the old intro of my videos, so I hope you guys enjoy that. It was pretty cool. But seriously, Top Gear posted an article about this as well. And it was just amazing. There's a lot of news outlets that are talking about this. Yeah, it just confirmed what I've believed for a long time. Yeah, it's super awesome. Now, there was this interview with Thomas Ingleth. This was around the time of ringing the bell. I think it was last week. Didn't we ring the bell last week? Didn't Polestar went public like last week or something? We can also go through that interview just a little bit, not a lot because it's not my property. We'll also have a look at the price. We've recovered really well. Impressive to us, so good to us. Price was as low as $8.95. My goodness, that was spectacular. Now the incredible thing is that it was as high as $9.73, almost $10. I posted on Twitter that I seriously believe that Polestar could achieve $10.20 before the end of the week. Perhaps on closing day, perhaps on Friday, we could accomplish that. Polestar is still the 7th most valuable EV company in the world, only behind Rivian by about 3.4 billion. About 3.4 billion. Okay, so don't worry, we're gonna overtake Rivian really soon because Rivian isn't producing the same amount that Polestar is producing. So we're gonna see what the people are going to talk. The people are going to talk. By the way, Tesla is up today. They're up 724 billion in valuation. They're up. Li Auto is also up majorly. NIO is up just a little bit, but Chinese companies are doing really well, such as Li, NIO, XPeng. They're doing really well. I'm not gonna lie. Even NIU, which is another electric company, they make electric mopeds and stuff like that. Yeah, Chinese companies. These are all EV companies, by the way. These are all EV companies. Arrival is an EV company. Speaking of which, we're gonna be talking about Arrival today as well. We've got to talk about Arrival, because it's Arrival. You know, the important thing is that I also made a video on this, that Arrival hired a new chief human resource officer. That was brilliant. So Arrival is actually going into production with their electric van and their electric bus. So they're going into production. Naturally, they have a lot of things within the Arrival company that they need to build up. They need to be prepared to be a real company. They're going to be selling electric vans and buses. This is the time when they need to fill a lot of the positions that are open, and that's exactly what they're doing. We'll try to have a look a bit on Rivian news, to be honest. We'll try. You know what I do want to find about is Rivian's deliveries. That's what I really want to find out about. Rivian deliveries, you know, comparing that with other companies. Like, nothing, like, this is from April, and this just says Rivian built 2,553 vehicles in Q1 of 2022. That's actually not bad. That's not bad. You know, at the end of this year, they could possibly produce, I don't know, maybe 10 to 15,000. I think their target is 20,000, but I'm thinking 10 to 15,000 for Rivian. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna go into this article. Before we can do that, I just need to post about our live stream on Twitter, because I promised everyone on Twitter that I will post about the live stream. So I just gotta do that. If there's any questions about it, anything specifically that you'd like me to talk about regarding to Polestar, this is your moment. Leave a comment, let me know. So we are officially live on YouTube. Indeed we are. I've had some really interesting tweets today as well. I've had some really interesting tweets, so I'm gonna go to Twitter and show you some of the really. I spotted two Polestars today. I almost said Tesla. Don't kill me, please. Don't kill me. I spotted two amazing Polestar vehicles today. How long have we been live? So that's a good question. We've been live 8 minutes, so we're gonna jump into the news quite soon. But let me just share with you some of the tweets that's been going on. Obviously, this one promised everyone that I'll go live. I've officially gone live. Anything else? This is one of the Polestars that I spotted today in my area where I live, and it was just amazing. I was just spotting like two beautiful Polestars on my way home, and I had to just take a couple of pictures and tweet it about it. So here's an idea: buy a PSNY stock every time I see a Polestar car. So buy a Polestar share every time I see a Polestar car. That's an idea that I've had for a while. And got someone else liking the tweet. Yeah, you guys, I've been going crazy on Twitter today. I have been going crazy on Twitter. Listen, this is all my interactions within the last hour on Twitter. This is all the interaction. We've been going nuts on Twitter today. Posted some amazing things as well. So yeah, even sharing this is from Reddit, I believe. Just a Reddit user sharing their bike rack of their Tesla. Polestar. Why do I keep on saying Tesla? You guys are gonna kill me for this. All right, that's enough of Twitter. Let's get into the news. So Polestar's top EV sales in June as Tesla deliveries slowed to a tickle on the back of Shanghai factory shutdown, bringing the shares of the electric vehicle sales in Australia new car market down as little as 1%. So an exciting 6 months is in store for Tesla the rest of the year. Q3, Q4. Obviously, Tesla hasn't been delivering a lot throughout the first half of this year. So they're going to be ramping up production for the rest of this year. They want to achieve at least 1.5 million vehicles sold this year. No crap. So that's not going to be easily accomplished. Now, this is the June data also includes the first time official data for all EV car makers for an entire 6 months, which confirms that Tesla, as a clear leader, is now shared the data with the local auto market. However, from January to June, just 9,680 EVs were sold, a third below expectations due to global supply chain issues that have affected the sales of all EV vehicles. Yes, a lot of things have affected the sales of EV vehicles. Chip shortage, delivery constraints. Also, EV companies, I've been told, do not have the best reputation for customers' expectations when it comes to deliveries. That's what I've been told. They do not have the best reputation or the expectations for the customers anymore, because EVs companies, they're typically a little bit different from typical car companies. Now, in the first 6 months, just under half, 4,653 to be precise, were Tesla Model 3s. Currently the only EV from the now Tesla-based EV maker being delivered to customers locally. This is within Australia. So Tesla's low market share is a big change from 2021, when 7 in 10 EVs were sold that were by Tesla. But it's almost a sign of change afoot for local EV markets as more EV models are introduced by other car makers. Nevertheless, most immediate reason behind Tesla's drop in market share in a month that is a traditional highest for deliveries is of course because the EV maker practically stopped shipping Model 3s altogether in the second quarter of 2022. That's mad. And that's because of the Shanghai shutdown. Obviously, the pandemic just hit China really hard once again, and Tesla was having some issues. Polestar was having issues because Polestar cars majoritarily are made in China, I believe, majoritarily. Maybe they're all made in China at the moment, but as we know, the Polestar 3 will be made in the United States. Now, customers awaiting EVs such as Polestar 2 and the XC40 Pure Recharge have been met with disappointment as orders were cancelled or they were asked to refile after features were changed due to the global chip shortage. The chip shortage is the biggest thing that's affecting company. The other thing is the shortage on lithium batteries. Speaking of which, lithium is a big problem for EV companies. Lithium is a big problem for EV companies, and it's not getting better at the moment. The price just keeps on going up. The price honestly keeps on going up. So lithium stays sky high as other EV battery metals comes down. Battery maker warned EU that lithium proposal may hurt EV. Wow. I never heard of that. What? EU is proposing to list certain lithium chemicals as toxic. Plans could crimp, investors in battery industry group says. Hey, that's true. Listen, even BMW has investments in lithium battery companies. So if there's new laws around lithium batteries, the EU has to be careful because they want more EVs. But if they're going to put limitations on how much we can mine, well, they just have to understand that we're going to be limited to how much EVs we can produce. As long as they understand that, then. But this is crazy. So we're going to read through this after I finish with this article. So now it looks like the Driven is still awaiting confirmation of EV sales figures for many models that share their name with ICE stablemate. The Ioniq Fastback, Kona EV, Lexus UX 300e, Mazda MX-30, Mini Cooper Electric. Wow. So what we know so far, pending figures from the above, Polestar sold the most EVs in June. That's what I like to hear. So those were obviously the Polestar 2s, followed by 172 Tesla Model 3s, 102 Ioniq 5s. Kia sold just 61 EV6 electric crossovers and 17 of the outgoing 2019 e-Nairos. Kia tells us that this was made up of 5 S variants, 6 sports variants, and 6 GT lines. Now, the luxurious segments were led by Volvo XC Pure Recharge, 78 cars, Porsche Taycan 47 cars, Mercedes-Benz EQC 31 cars, and it continues to even 5 Jaguar I-Paces being sold. 5 Jaguar I-Paces. Speaking of Jaguar, Suk Takla, sorry for mispronouncing your name. I just know I mispronounced that name. I do apologize. So you were just saying that you can't hear me. So I've actually come closer to the mic because I picked up on that. I was like, I'm standing back a bit too far. I don't think people can hear me. Let me get a little bit closer to the microphone, see if that can help. So if this does improve, let me know. If not, then I'll turn it up. He says it's fine. Okay, I think it's definitely improved. But okay, yeah, he says it's better. But we're going to turn it up a little bit anyway. Just so everyone can hear clearly. Right. So I was saying, speaking of Jaguar, I wanted to share something with everyone. There's this company called Tata. And I believe this is the company that owns Jaguar. They own Jaguar, they own Land Rover, and I want to share this with you because the stocks are absolutely incredible. I'm going to find it on my phone because apart from that, we'll go through the Polestar shares with this recovery. This is the 5 days period for Polestar. Last 5 days of trading, by the way. That's rather impressive. You know, for the first few days, it was just dipping. After a while, it's just been slowly trickling back up above $9. And eventually we'll get back to above $10. I think we can close above $10 before the end of the week, especially if there's no bad news in the EV market coming out. But apart from that, there is this company I want to share with everyone. Like I said, they do own Jaguar. They own Land Rover as well. They're actually an Indian enterprise, I believe. They're an Indian company. Tata Motors. 1T. Tata Motors. I think this... it's going to be... this is going to be hard to find... This is really going to be hard to find. I think this could be it. Yeah, this is the shares. $26 per share. $26 per share. This is the company that owns Jaguar and Land Rover. But why am I telling you about this? Well, 1 month ago, this was the share. $28. 6 months. In the last 6 months, $34. Almost $35. Keep watching. In last year in August, it was $19. Please keep watching. Now, In 2020, in March, it was $4.72 per share. This is perhaps one of my biggest missed opportunities of all times. I've never felt more disappointed in myself. Listen, these shares were dirt cheap. Google Analytics, well, Google data is saying that it was as cheap as low as $4. $4 flat per share. Yeah. So Tata Motors, excuse me, Tata Motors, they're an Indian enterprise, I believe. They make vehicles themselves, but also they own Land Rover. They own Land Rover and Jaguar as well. Yeah, they own Land Rover Jaguar. And Land Rover Jaguar is heading into the EV space big time. Big time. So if there's anything that I can say is that do not underestimate Tata Motors. Do not underestimate this company. Just don't. Don't make the mistake. Do not make the mistake, okay? The last time the share price was as cheap as $4 per share was in 2009 in February the 1st. It was $3.51 per share. Do not underestimate this company. If they can do this, if they can have such a great recovery, their market cap is $20 billion. Their market cap is $20 billion. Let me remind you. Okay, so their market cap is what? 20 billion point 019. Polestar is worth more. Polestar is worth more than the company who owns Land Rover and Jaguar. Polestar is more valuable. Basically what I'm saying is Tata Motors is obviously going to be valued at 100 to 200 billion in the next decade for sure, because Jaguar EVs are coming strong, and the Range Rover brand will also be going into EVs heavily. I think Jaguar is committed to making all electric vehicles. In fact, I think that was something I was reading. I might have made a video on it. If I didn't, I do apologize, but I just wanted to share that real quick. Apart from that, you know, we just got news that that Polestar led EV, Polestar led EV sales in June. This was incredible. But here's the kicker. It is thought that as of late June, Tesla's received more than 12,000 orders for the Model Y within 2 weeks of opening the order page. So Tesla is saying, but they're not profitable. I hope it's okay with you if I just call you by your last name. Is that Tata Motors? So Tata Motors is not profitable, or do you mean Jaguar Land Rover is not profitable? Let me know. I'd be curious to find out. Because that way I can probably do some more research. I can probably make videos on it. We'll see what happens. Tata EVs will sell at a loss. Really? Okay, fill me in. But I will do some research. I will make videos on this because they own one of the most famous brands of vehicles, Jaguar and Land Rover. I obviously want to invest in Tata. That's not financial advice. I'm just saying I want to. But I need to do my research as usual. But I do think that Tata EVs will sell at a loss, Jaguar and Range Rover. Wow. So Jaguar and Range Rover vehicles will sell at a loss. This is even more interesting. I'm going to make a good video on this. Yeah, I like this. Because I like the Jaguar and Range Rover brand. research into Q1 and research into QTR1 and 2 sales. When you say QTR, do you mean quarter or just Q1 and Q2? But I will check out the sales for damn sure. Here's my thing. I'm not going to invest if they don't have a good leadership. I won't. But I love the Land Rover brand. I love the Jaguar brand. They're dropping massively and are now in a financial debt spiral. Seriously. Damn. Well, this is good information. I'm going to make some good video on this. One of the next cars that I want is this. Land Rover Defender 130. It's an adventure vehicle. I will take this vehicle over a Rivian any day. I will take this vehicle over a Rivian any day. I'm sorry, but this vehicle is just stunning. Interior, exterior is stunning. I just wanted to share that real quick. But yeah, thanks to Tatler for that information, by the way. I really appreciate it. Listen, we've got some more information to go on. Thomas Ingerlith interview. Modern cars molest people with their arrogant styling, Polestar CEO. I don't even understand this headline. I really don't. I do not. So people love to bash on here and now while reminiscing about a simpler time. Now, nowhere is that more relevant than in the world of car design, where we're always hear arrogance about when the golden age was of automotive styling really was. Well, if you ask Polestar CEO Thomas Ingerlith when that was, he sure as hell won't say right now. In an interview with Top Gear, the Polestar boss gave a scathing assessment of the current automotive landscape. He described most modern cars as loud objects that shout at passers-by and innocent onlookers. All I can say is, that's all I can say. Cars are nice, agreed. Thanks a bunch. No problem, Tatler, no problem. I will do the research into Land Rover, Tata. If you got any other things that you'd like me to research, let me know. Yeah, this is an interesting interview by Thomas Ingerlith. He said, you walk through a street where lots of cars are parked and all of them are shouting at you. It's a very arrogant attitude to actually molest people with these expressions. You feel like, come on, have a certain decency, some class would be appropriate. Wow. So Thomas Ingerlith doesn't sound like he's into the loud car audience, which is interesting. Obviously, Volvo has always been a company that's never really been company who's like making sports car, loud cars. You know, they're not like Mercedes and BMW. So Thomas Ingerlith has worked for Volvo for a very long time with that attitude. So I'm guessing this is where it comes from. It's just in his nature. I guess he doesn't like loud cars. I love loud cars. I do. Loud cars, loud bikes. Yeah, I can't get enough. I love Formula One. You know, that's a dream. But everyone has their opinion, right? So all of these marks and their current overemphasis on expressiveness, he says, are odd with the Scandinavian styling his firm has become known for. The eye-catching lines and sharp angles you'll find on Polestar cars are what Thomas Ingerlith believes has helped his firm stand out from the crowd. That's true. Polestar cars definitely stand out. That's a fact. You know, even the Polestar 1 and Polestar 2, which were originally Volvo design of vehicles, even these cars, they stand out. That's without a doubt. So design is a big thing that works worldwide. That's for sure. Ingerlith said, the quality about how car drives, that of course is a more European and US thing. In Asia, it's not necessarily much about a topic that makes you a star there. That's interesting. That's really interesting. So perhaps the Asian market is more about practicality in a vehicle. Probably explains why Volvo cars have always done well in Asia. Now, but regardless of the market Polestar is trying to sell in, popular designs trends are always changing. Meanwhile, Polestar's simplification styling might stand out today from the oversized grills and angular accents that are commonplace in other companies today. This could soon change. It's definitely something that is changing, he says. I just realized I was moving away from a microphone again. I do apologize. My goodness. Yeah, everyone's got their opinion, but that article was kind of a waste of my time. I'm not gonna lie. Here's a better article from Forbes. Polestar CEO Thomas Ingleth. Innovation is the key driver. Let's try to understand what the man has to say. So with gas prices at record highs, it would seem the perfect atmosphere for electric cars to finally make their leap from environmental, tech-oriented car buyers to mainstream consumers. But many of the same supply chain issues driving up the cost of gasoline and the price of traditional cars that uses it are driving up the price of electric cars even faster. So with the Russian and Ukraine, two key suppliers of critical electric car elements like lithium, neon, nickel, and palladium, causing a drastic increase in the cost of those materials as the conflict continues. Yeah. So over the past few months, we've seen EV prices rise in an effort to maintain their profitability, even as production has lagged due to supply chain issues or challenges. In this atmosphere, Polestar Cars introducing its first SUV, the Polestar 3, while ramping up US-based production at a plant in Ridgeville, North Carolina. Polestar 3 introduction will be followed by the Polestar 4, an SUV coupe, and the Polestar 5, a premium electric sedan based on the Precept concept car. Of course, we know that. So despite the headwind mentioned above, Polestar is planning a 10x increase in annual sales between 2021 and 2025. Part of that volume will come from a new agreement between Polestar and Hertz, with the electric car maker providing 65,000 EVs to the rental giant over the next 5 years. There's also a special purpose acquisition company, SPAC. Vote expected to close this week. Obviously, that's already done. We're a public company now. I'm happy to say, because every time I'm reminded of that, I get super excited. Every time I see a Polestar car, I just want to buy a share. I saw 2 Polestar cars today, and I feel like buying 2 shares tomorrow, just for good luck. So with so much happening at Polestar, it seems like a fitting moment to speak with the company's CEO, Thomas Ingleth. With his background in design, including more than 10 years at Volkswagen Group, 5 years at Volvo, Polestar parent company, before taking the CEO role, Thomas has a strong perspective on innovative automotive industry. We spoke with him about Polestar's current and future position within the EV movement, as well as the undeniable challenge in producing electric cars in today's world. So it's for damn sure a challenge. So Thomas Ingleth, there are two extremes playing in this movement. One of them is EV startup, one being quite established brands like Tesla, and on the other hand are OEMs who have definitely worked up by now and are pushing into this game. Polestar is in a position where we are totally unambiguous. We are dedicated to electrification. We don't have internal combustion drivetrains in our lineup. We definitely embrace and commit fully to that future. So we also connect cars with the great Google infotainment system inside. That's where we have a clear 100 conviction about the electric future. That's not just it, but as we know, I believe at the end of June, the Polestar cars got Apple CarPlay. That was brilliant. So now we have Apple CarPlay. I actually shared a picture of this on Twitter sometime today. Let's see if we can find said picture. This is it. The Apple CarPlay system on the Polestar vehicles. Absolutely incredible. It's good to see. I still hold my hands up, and I'll still say I still hope that that Polestar will build their own operating system for long-term perspective, because Apple showed off some incredible things with their upcoming huge update to Apple CarPlay. They want to take over your entire car. Understand, Apple wants to take over your entire car. If Polestar and other company allow Apple to do this, Apple is going to make a lot of money from those customers, from those Polestar customers. That money is going to go to Apple, not to Polestar. So Polestar must be careful with Android and Apple, because yes, it's good to use their system, but don't allow them to make money from your customers, because that's where you should be making your money, from your own customers. I'm just saying, does that make any sense? Please let me know. Does that make any sense? By the way, remember to hit that like button. Share this video with anyone you think might be interested. We're going to continue with our assessment of this interview by Forbes. Excuse me, guys. I just had to go for a quick drink of water. Got to stay hydrated, especially in my house where the walls are really thick, and I'll get super. And I'm wearing a jumper. What an idiot! I'm sorry, but I was in the jumper already. It was really comfy, and I didn't want to change. So that's that. Now let's continue. Now, when it comes to EV startup scenes and companies that come into the market, there are a couple of them that are trying to get their foot in. Thomas Ingle is basically saying we're amongst them, but I think the 25 markets that we are in and are running, and the product portfolio in the next 3 years, bringing 3 new EVs in the range of all Polestar vehicles. He's saying he thinks they have an incredible position to really be one of the companies that accelerates the fastest, and at the same time be a brand that actually has meaning and substance and premium traits to it. So that's what Thomas is saying. Al Jasmi is saying I think that's oh, sorry. That's probably not funny. I got such a weird comedic mind. I always try to turn things into jokes, especially when there are comments that's just 3letter H. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Let's continue. So I like what he's saying so far. So that's what we get as feedback when we see that over 30% of our customers are buying Polestar 2 actually have driven a Model 3 before and are interested in that we bring something else to the table beyond just having a good electric car and really knowing how to make the driving experience a premium experience. Look at that, right? 30% of the people who buy Polestar cars, they've driven a Tesla, and they thought, you know what, I don't really want a Tesla. I want an electric car that's similar, but a little bit different from what everyone else has. And that's a Polestar. That's the best alternative. The Polestar 2 is the best alternative to a Tesla Model 3. Seriously, that's just fact. So Forbes, the growth number of EV production and sales are quite aggressive, and at least a portion of it is being driven by government mandates. Ultimately, consumers' demands have to match this level of growth. Are you confident the consumer market is ready to support the growth rate of EV over the next 3 to 6 years? That's a good question. Do we even have a choice? Look at the price of petrol. My goodness. I'm not so sure we have a choice. I wish I bought an EV, but I got a BMW and it's so expensive. But EVs are still more expensive. They'll cost you less in 2 to maybe 1 to 2 decades. Yes, you'll save so much, because it's just how they work. But they're still expensive for now. But this is one long interview. My goodness, this is one long interview. But let's continue, shall we? Hope you guys are not getting bored. If you guys are getting bored, let me know. I can go to something else. Anyway, look at the situation today where customers face fuel prices they've never faced before. That's what I was just saying. Driving an EV has long-term perspective, where even just the day-to-day use is more economical and beneficial for the reasons, yeah, right. Government incentives might play a role, but I don't think that is the major part of the purchase decision in the future. End quote by Thomas Ingleth. We definitely saw 2 years ago that the whole momentum was shifting. That's true. The EV market has been shifting. Maybe 2016, 2017, the EV market was a bit more chill. But 2018, 2019, it started to shift big time. And then 2020 rolled around and the EV market was just like, okay, boom, I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay. The EV market is just, it's hit a lot of people out of nowhere. Like, yeah, I've always known about EV vehicles, but now it's just hit us like, yeah, I need an EV vehicle. Seriously. People are starting to realize that they really need an EV vehicle. So Forbes have actually asked, how is Polestar tackling the challenge of self-driving technology? This is very interesting. I like this idea. So Thomas Ingleth has said, we are shamelessly abusing the fact that we can tap into group technology. Volvo is obviously quite interested in the safety aspects of self-driving. The company that is bringing this technology into our car, including the Polestar 3 to start with, is doing so through a combination of using NVIDIA-powered computing and having the LiDAR from Lumar for additional eye on the EV market or on the car. And the software that really brings both elements into good harmony. The incredible advancement in what you can achieve with safety through that tech includes free highway piloting to let drivers get out of loop and have to really, for the first time, a truly autonomous vehicle. So that's what they'll introduce. This tech will be packaged into the Polestar 3. That's fantastic. Can you believe this? Autonomous driving, package it into the Polestar 3. Yeah, I like that. Here's what I got to say. Like the Polestar 3, its infotainment system, the cameras. Will they have more cameras around the vehicle for like their version of Sentry mode? So if someone vandalize your vehicle, like puncture the tire, smash the window, key the car, scratch the car, will your car video record all the activity so you can report it to the police and have video footage of the people who committed the crime? Shane Daisley says the volume is low. I do apologize. I keep on moving away from the microphone. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn this volume up a little bit more. Al Jasmi says, yes, the need of EVs keep growing. Indeed, they keep growing. It's skyrocketed now. You know, it's like I said, it kind of hit everyone out of nowhere. You know, most people didn't really expect it. They thought, yeah, EVs are around, but now we know we need an EV, like seriously. So beyond Polestar, what are some vehicles, past and present, that have impacted you as an industry leader? I keep on misquoting, I do apologize. So Thomas had to say, obviously the cars that surround you when you're growing up leaves an incredible iconic impression. I clearly have these cars from the 70s in mind, BMW, Alfa Romeo, the European scene that definitely is very strong. Let's face it, Polestar 2 proportions make it very compact type of modern sedan interpretation. I definitely feel that there's some kind of romance on my side for that category of cars that reflect a childhood experience, of course. That's quite natural. You know, cars from our childhood, we've got a strong connection to them. Even the ugly ones. You look back now, you thought, oh my goodness, that car was ugly. But still, we kind of had this nostalgic feeling about these vehicles. Onto new information. Like I said, I make a video on this, so we're not going to stay on this topic for too long. This video is on my channel, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this, but yeah, I made a video on this. It's on the channel. Polestar 2 boss wants a production version of the striking O2 concept model. Yeah, I was talking about this for a very long time. in almost every video about the Polestar 2, I made a comment that I'm pretty sure Polestar will build this car. They have now released information. The CEO has admitted that they want to build this car. The problem is time. Here's something I want to remind everyone of. When did Tesla announce the Tesla Roadster redesign? Was it 2017? 2017, I think? Or was it 2018? I think it was 2017. Okay, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 2021. That's 5 years ago. Almost 6 years ago. And the last time I checked, there is no Tesla Roadster on the road. There's none, except for the old Roadster, but no new Roadster. There's no Cybertruck either. Yet these cars were announced 5 years ago. So when people get impatient about Tesla Roadster, when people become impatient about Polestar 02, they say, oh, this car will take so long to build. That's quite normal. The Tesla Roadster has taken a long time to build. They still haven't built the production version of these cars. They're going to start late this year or early next year, but that could still get delayed, especially with the insane supply of chips, shortage, lithium battery, cobalts. Yeah, so do not underestimate Polestar. Every EV company take a long time to build their concept vehicle. Every EV company, including Tesla. Tesla's taken years and they still haven't built theirs. So I just want to tell everyone, give Polestar a damn break. In my opinion, they could take 5 to 6 years to build the O2 production version. We know exactly what they're going to build for the next 3 to 5 years. This year, the Polestar 3 is coming out. Next year is the Polestar 4. After that's the Polestar 5. But what's next? After the Polestar 5 is fully developed, they will have resources and time to invest in the Polestar 2. The Polestar 02. So the Polestar 5, I believe, it's launching in 2024. So we're like 2.5 years away from that. So in my opinion, it could take Polestar 3 years to develop this car. In my opinion, 3 years from now to develop this car. And it could take them another 3 years before they build this car. 2 to 3 years before they build this car. That's about 5 to 6 years away. That's not a big difference from how long it's taken Tesla to build a Roadster. It's taken them about 5 to 6 years, and they still haven't done it yet. It's the same thing with Polestar. And Polestar is arguably a much smaller company with a lot less money. A lot less money. If you don't believe me that Polestar has a lot less money, let's have a look at that. So Polestar is owned by Geely, right? 80,000 employees, right? But here's what I want to find out. The company market value. So Geely Automotive Holding Network as of July 2022 is 22 billion, 22.7 billion. Yeah, that's the network. That is the network. So Microtrends actually post these analytics quite regularly. This is Geely Automotive, by the way. This is their market cap as a company. Let's look at Volvo, right? Because Volvo is Polestar secondary owner. Volvo has a few different shares. Yeah, Volvo has a few different shares. So this is Volvo Cars AB. I don't know if this is the right share for Volvo, but the point I'm trying to make: Geely, Volvo, Polestar, they are not more valuable than Tesla, not even close. Tesla has a lot more money. They have a lot more money, a lot more investment as well. So that's the point I want to make. But yeah, I just think that's incredible when you think about it, to be honest. In the meantime, let's have a look at the Polestar share. Like I was saying, before the end of this week, I seriously think that it could close above $10 per share. It could. It's made a really good recovery so far. We're holding steady above 20 billion in market value. So that's pretty damn good. So I'm actually trying to multitask right now, so I do apologize. But yeah, I do believe it could seriously go above $10. Seriously, we still have a few things to talk about in this video. I will go into the EU new ruling on battery, lithium battery, stuff like that, because I actually didn't know about this. I did not know about this. In fact, we can go through this now. So lithium and battery producers warned the EU that a proposal to classify the metal as a productive toxin could severely hurt the European bargaining electric vehicle industry. That's interesting. Yeah, so this is something that's quite new to me. So the material is a key part of EV batteries and widely used in pharmaceuticals, industrial, and specifically glasses. A proposal being considered by European Commission this month would put some lithium chemicals in the highest categories of productive and development toxin, based partly on human studies carried out in the 1980s and the 1990s. That may stigmatize the use of materials and cut investment in EV sectors. Lobby groups, including Eurobots, the International Lithium Association, and Eurometotics, said in an open letter to politicians, EVs play a crucial role in green efforts, and automakers such as Elon Musk Tesla Inc. has warned that soaring material price and supply chain bottlenecks threatens their rollout. That's true. In the letter, the lobby groups raised concern about the scientific rationale for the classification, which could lead to chemicals being established as substance of very high concern, alongside several carcinotic and mutagenic toxins that the EU want to gradually phase out. I've never even heard of these words before in my life. My goodness. I feel like I'm back in school. Remember to leave a like, guys, by the way. Let's continue. So that could underpin separate efforts to boost domestic productions of lithium, which the Commission designated as critical raw material in 2020. The proposal referred to lithium carbonate, hydroxide, and chloride. So if the three lithium salts go down this path, it could have significant unintended consequences in the EU, putting into question the long-term viability of lithium being produced, refined, used, and recycled in the EU. Now, International Lithium Association Secretary General Roland Chavez said by email, categorizing the chemicals as productive and development toxins could impose higher costs on buyers and crips producer market margins, hindering the rationale for further investment in the industry, according to Francesco Gattalio, Director of External Affairs for EU at Albemarle Corporation. The company is the world's top lithium miner and operates a lithium chemical plant in Langerschein, Germany. Langerschein, Germany. Don't know how to pronounce that. I do apologize. Yeah. So this is quite interesting. this could have some serious impact on lithium. No crap. It could have some serious impact on lithium. That's for damn sure. But I still await to see if Tesla is serious about getting into the lithium and cobalt mining industry. If they will create a company to mine lithium, to mine cobalt, to mine nickel. These are all components that are used for EV batteries. It's going to be interesting. Prices for the metal used in electric vehicles have diverged, with lithium holding strong on Brink's demand and tight supply, while nickel and cobalt starts to fall out of favor in the crucial Chinese market. So all these materials are used in cathodes. These components make up about 40% of the cost of battery cells, which itself accounts for a sizable chunk of the electric vehicle production expenses. Lithium remains a major contributor to these costs. A benchmark price for lithium carbonate stood about 470,000 yuan. That's $70,000 per ton as of Monday. According to Argus Media, while this represents 6% dip from the mid-March peak, it is still up 70% from the end of 2021 and closed the highest point in the market going back to 2016. Yeah. So we just had to touch on some lithium news, because without lithium, then we do not have electric vehicles. We do not have electric vehicles. So I also await to see if Geely and Volvo will create a company to mine lithium battery, because for one, they will save a lot of money. They would save an incredible amount of money, without doubt. So I would like to see Polestar, Volvo, Geely having their own lithium mining company. Excuse me. I would love to see that. I have never seen UX design trending on Twitter before. This is a first. This is a first. But yes, I would it's going to be an interesting future for lithium batteries and stuff like that. That's for sure. Polestar stock news and forecast. Post GG merger, PSNY guy rates amid price discovery. Speaking of price discovery, let's go to trading views. Let's take a proper view on the Polestar share. A proper view. Polestar is a public company. Seriously, every time I say it, every time I'm reminded, I get excited. Right, so this is where we close today. Wow. Hold on a minute. I think this is based on some of GGPI. Yeah, so all of this is GGPI history. All of this is Polestar history. So I kind of need this to be a little bit more simpler to read. So this is where we were around the end of June. Less than $9 a share. I need a better view of this. That's my problem. I need a much better view of this. That does not make any sense. Not to me anyway. Problem is, there's nothing wrong with the candle. Excuse me. There is nothing wrong with the candle marks. Let's go to 45 minutes. See what we get. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. This is what we've been trading so far today. I think that's where the market closed on the 29th of June. This was the market on the 30th of June. So my prediction that we could go above $10 before Friday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We've got 3 days until till the market close. My prediction that we could go above $10. Wow, that put it somewhere up there. I would say I put it somewhere up there. My prediction is around $10.20. $10.20. So real question is, can we get there? $10.20. So tomorrow will be the 6th. So on the 8th, which is Friday. Can we get there before Friday? Question is, how low can we get before Friday? So far the bottom is around $8.75, $8.74, $8.73. Yeah, somewhere around there. Another question is, could we possibly get back to $8.75 by the end of closing on Friday? That's a real possibility, because that's a bottom. Our ceiling for the start of this week, $9.69, but I think we can get to $10.20, at least $10.10, I'd say, before closing. This will obviously push us up in market cap a little bit closer to Rivian, but don't worry about Rivian, because we will overtake Rivian quite soon. That's without a doubt. I still like Rivian. I'm not gonna lie. I still like Rivian vehicles. I like the company. I like what they're doing. But it upsets all of us whenever we see that Rivian is more valuable than Polestar, because we know it's just not true. It's just not true. Don't get me wrong. They had a lot more investments. You know, their IPO, was it 80, 90 billion? A huge IPO. Just absolutely incredible. So, hey, good for them. This is a look into the Rivian factory, by the way. That's a look into our Rivian factory. But what I'm trying to find some Rivian news, because we've been talking about Polestar quite a lot. So as of the 5th of July, Rivian paint quality compared to Tesla Model S and Honda Civic. I'm not really interested in paint volume, to be honest. Rivian removes statements to build 3,500 charging stations by 2023 from its website. What? By the way, this is one thing that sets Rivian and Polestars apart. It sets them apart because Rivian wants to build their own supercharging stations. And I like the idea. I love the idea. Rivian also builds their own operating system. I also love that idea as well, which is why I will buy Rivian shares one day. One day. Not yet, but one day I will. I'm just waiting for the company to fall to 10 billion, at least 12 billion in value, you know, before I buy, because they're going to have a lot of struggle for the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. They're going to struggle a lot. So even their revenue is negative right now, which is no surprise. They're not even focused on making money right now, but their shares fall so much because they're not focused on making money. You know, obviously this was November, the value of Rivian, 127 billion. So I've waited and I'm still waiting for this company. I don't think it's ever been below 20 billion in value. So there's a lot of investors that are not selling. They're holding on to their shares. And listen, I respect that, but they will sell eventually. Because they will want to invest in Tesla, which is kind of undervalued right now. And Tesla's coming up with a stock split as well. They are coming up with a stock split. A lot of investors are going to want to use that money from Rivian and invest it into other companies. That's how it works. A lot of times when investors are selling their shares, it's just because they want to invest in something else. It's just want to invest in something else, something that's going to give them a lot more money, a lot quicker. That's going to return them a lot more money a lot quicker. There's nothing wrong with that. But just to make it clear, I do like Rivian. I am going to buy Rivian shares. I'm just waiting until the value goes down to about 10 billion in market cap. And it will. Give it time. Give it time. It will. Now, Polestar, on the other hand, we're looking to produce 120,000 vehicles next year. I think they'll fall short by 15 to 20, maybe up to 30,000 vehicles next year. So there's a chance they might not even deliver 100,000 vehicles next year. But I'm hoping that they will at least deliver 100,000 vehicles. 100,000 vehicles next year. That headline is going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing, but we're a year and a half away from this. Let's not rush it. And we're going to go through so much things with the Tesla, with the Polestar shares. So much things. It's going to go down. It's going to go up. It's going to go everywhere, in every direction. Now, this thing about Rivian removing this statement, it's a little bit funny, but I'm not even going to get into it. It just says breaking. Rivian has removed built-out target by the end of 2023 from their charging station website. Only 2 Rivian Adventure sites open currently. Only 2? What the hell? Only 2? Are you serious? Only 2 Rivian charging stations are open. That is so bizarre. That's bizarre, right? You know, the thing about Rivian is that they're overhyped. They're overhyped, you know. Of course, the cars, they look amazing. I won't lie. I like them. They look amazing. I'd still take my Land Rover over the Rivian. But the Rivian, they look amazing. They look different from anything else, which is really good. They build their own operating system. I love that. That's what I want Polestar to do, just like Tesla. Al Jasmi is saying thanks from Dubai. No problem at all. From Dubai, man, I love Dubai. I've never been, but I really want to. I really want to go to the United Arab Emirates. I really want to. So expensive. I went to Italy recently, to Venice, and that was beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Obviously, I'd like to go to United Arab Emirates, but I think I need some money first, you know? We got to get our money going first. Here's another look into Rivian factory. This is the paint shop. The good thing at least is that they're producing vehicles. They are producing vehicles. And I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them for that at least. That they are producing vehicles. You know? Some companies are not even producing vehicles yet. You know? This is what the end of the line looks like for Rivian when they've produced their vehicles. This is their factory. They have a factory. They're producing vehicles. They're doing all right. They're doing all right. They're not doing as well as what everyone thought they would be doing. And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. But they're overvalued. They should be at around 10 billion in market cap, 12 billion the most. You know, they have so much left to prove. Rivian has so much left to prove. And they haven't proven that yet, in my humble opinion. They have not proven that yet. Al-Jasmi says, you are welcome anytime. No problem, bro. Appreciate it. So far, we've had 8 likes. That's brilliant. 56 views. That's brilliant. Average view duration is over 3 minutes. That is brilliant. We're doing good. And I think we've had more comments, interactions, or just about the same probably. as our last video, because we have, we have made another video on live streaming on the channel. That was quite an incredible experience, and we want to do some more live streaming. Naturally, we want to do more live streaming. So where was my live streaming video? It's a good question. It's a good question. I can't find it. There it is. 8 days ago. 160 views. It was not that high. It was not that high when I first made this video. But I'm glad to see the video is doing well. We had a good evening making going through content. Back then, look at the Polestar share price. $11.94. Will we ever see that again? Yeah. Yes, we can. Speaking of which, the title of this video, Polestar shares to $12. You know, I've been saying before the end of this week, we're expecting it to go to. Well, I'm expecting it to go to at least $10. But the bigger question is, what is everyone else expecting? So this is Thomas Ingolith.
Thomas, it's good to see you. So obviously big milestone, and one that was perhaps a long time coming, because this deal was announced quite a while ago. Talk us through the milestone of today and why it perhaps took a little while to close this deal and get it done.
Well, you know, I'm not going to go through the entire interview and recite all of it. Obviously, I don't want to get a copyright claim. Got some more comments. That's nice. I'm going to check that out later. Uploaded quite a few videos today, by the way. Arrival videos, Polestar videos, Volta charging. I'm a huge fan of Volta, by the way. I'm a huge fan of Volta. I don't know if you guys know this, but I mean, you guys follow the channel, so you must know this, but I'm a huge Volta fan. This video is heavily undervalued. Listen, one of the many things about this company is that their charging stations are free. Yeah, their charging stations are free. Just to give you an idea. Hola. How you doing? Oh. Coincidence. Yeah, I was just saying hello to my girlfriend. You guys can say hello to her as well. Just leave a comment. She'll like it. She'll appreciate it. Yeah, where was I? So yeah, I'm a huge fan of Volta charging as well. This company is brilliant. They're heavily undervalued. Their market cap is $250 million. The stock price is $1.49. It's incredibly undervalued. But their long-term potential is huge. Now, we're going to be comparing them with a few companies. EVgo, ChargePoint, a few other companies that I do follow. Charging companies, to be more specific. EVgo is $5.74. It's not just Volta that's undervalued, it's also EVgo. November last year, EVgo was $18.90 per share. You're getting this, well, not financial advice, but I'm getting this share at a huge discount. Thank you. Thank you to the market who's just like completely underestimate these charging companies. Again, you look at the shares outstanding, 69 million, 68 million in float. The implied shares outstanding is 195 million. So that doesn't make full sense now, does it? Because shares outstanding is the complete supply. Implied shares outstanding is more like a rumor, as far as I'm concerned. By the way, thank you guys for nine likes. Babe, was that you? Did you like the video? I think she liked the video. Yeah, thank you guys for liking. Thank everyone for liking the video. It's been brilliant. Yeah, speaking of EVgo, let's get some news on EVgo. Because these are a few, I've always told people that charging companies can be extremely profitable in the long term. they can be extremely profitable, especially given that they're constantly growing. They're a constant growing enterprise, and EVgo is happen to be one of the biggest EV charging companies in the world. There's also another one called ChargePoint. Let's not forget about ChargePoint. EVgo and ChargePoint are some of the biggest charging companies, along with Tesla, of course. But there are so many different charging companies, you know. By the way, I wanted to talk about some electrified America news. Electrified America. By the way, babe, can I ask a favor? Can I get some tissue, babe? Thank you. Are you okay? Good. Electrified America had some news. And this was quite fascinating because basically what happened is that Volkswagen has sold the majority ownership in Electrified America. Once again, another electric charging company. So we're going to talk about this next. I've made recent videos on Volto as well, that they've appointed a new chief technology officer. This guy has an incredible amount of experience in the world of EV. Yeah, an incredible amount of experience. So this is the part of the video where we go into a little bit about charging companies, ladies and gents. So the stock touched in, you know what, I can't even read these stupidic article writing sometimes. I just can't. I'd rather just go with my own story. Another blog that we have to check out is electric vehicle. The electric vehicle blog. Thank you, babe. The electric vehicle blog. So this is the dude that runs the electric vehicle blog. This blog helps us out with all the latest EV news. Thanks to this blog, we get some of the biggest and best updates in the space of all EV. Just give me a moment, guys. I'm gonna need a couple of seconds. Just give me about 10 to 20 seconds. Okay, and I'm back. So where were we? So this blog, thankfully, is extremely helpful with EV information and Polestar information, in fact. By the way, Polestar opens the first showroom in Spain as the global expansion continues. The electric vehicle maker Polestar inaugurated on Monday its first showroom in Spain amid the global expansion to a total of 30 markets by the end of 2023. Well, at least Polestar can complete a promise. I don't know about Rivian, but I had to do that. I had to throw shades at Rivian. This is the dude who runs the electric vehicle blog, actually. So thanks to him for operating such a fine job, because he's always making articles, always keeping us up to date on Twitter, always. So where were we? Now the space, as the showrooms are known, is located at Paseo de Gracia 84 in Barcelona, and the inauguration counted with the presence of Stefan Lee Gavel, the managing director of Polestar Iberia, or Liberia, I don't know. I apologize. Now in late May, Polestar opened its first showroom in Dubai, located at Mall of Emirates, an iconic shopping center with a total of 560 luxurious boutiques. Listen, I've never I don't understand. I'm from a small little country called Britain. We don't have malls with 560 different stores. We don't. We do not. What is that like? Can you even go to every shop in one day? No, you can't. There's no way you can do that. You can't even walk the entire mall. Dubai, you guys do things on a different level. Al Jazmi, you guys do things on a different level. Al Jazmi is from Dubai. You guys do things on a different level, bro. Good job to you. Last week, Polestar revealed a prototype of the Polestar 5 GT model at 2022 Goodwood Festival of Speed. Sadly, I wasn't there. Next time I will be. I will buy my tickets before they announce them. I didn't know Polestar was going to show up. I didn't know. I apologize. I did not know. That was my fault. That was my bad. No excuses. Now, the Polestar 5 will launch in 2024 following the Polestar 3 and the Polestar 4 SUV coupe. Now, launched in 2024. Like I was saying before, this is the car that Polestar is currently working on the most, I'd say. Obviously, they're still developing the Polestar 3, the Polestar 4, but they're putting a lot of development into the Polestar 5. It's taken a lot of resources, time, and money. After it's completed, Polestar can finally concentrate on other things, such as the Polestar 2. So that's what I mean. It's going to take them roughly around 3 years to develop this car. They might do it in secret before they announce it, before they tell us. Another 3 years before they can start production. They got prototyping, testing, regulations, more design, more concept, more improvements, lots of things. And I'm not so sure if it's a financial good idea for Polestar to build the 2 yet or anytime soon. Financially, does it even make sense? Does it even make sense? Should they concentrate on building a cheaper version of the Polestar 2? Should they concentrate on developing and building a cheaper version of the Polestar 2 before working on a supercar? Maybe they should, because a cheaper version of the Polestar 2 means more customers. That's what Tesla's working on. A cheap version of the Polestar Model 3. A cheap version meaning a car that's costing roughly around $25,000. That's what every EV company wants to build. A cheap EV for the masses so that everyone can afford an EV. That's what Volkswagen is trying to do. That's what Tesla is trying to do. That's what they're all trying to do. Polestar will have to join this party quite soon. But for now, they're extremely focused on building 290,000 vehicles each year by 2025. Yeah, that's in 3.5 years. 3.5 years. What's really incredible is that the Polestar 4 SUV features a dual motor powertrain with 884 brake horsepower. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell is an SUV doing with 884 brake horsepower? I don't know. Maybe the blog post is wrong. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe that's meant for the Polestar 5, right? The Polestar 5 is rumored to have around 870 or 880 brake horsepower, but surely not the SUV coupe. Why would they put that power in an SUV? I don't know, but I mean, maybe it'll be exciting. I welcome it. Anyway, for this model, Polestar works on a new mechanical platform to design and develop a unique bonded aluminum chassis. They're working on this function within the Polestar 5 as well. They're working on a new powertrain for the Polestar 5 as well. That's going to be incorporated into the Polestar 5. Big stuff. Now, earlier this week, the company has been granted the US patent 11364,814, a dual battery swapping system. I made a video on this, by the way. I made a really good video on this exact topic, and it was incredible. So this video is right there, published 5 days ago. I recommend you checking it out. It's awesome. You'll enjoy it. But for now, let's continue with what we were saying. So the patent for the dual battery system may support different driving styles, so I've heard. So essentially, you end up saving your car battery by only using one of the battery. There'll be a dual battery system. And if you don't need to use both battery, then you'll be wasting the consumption of one. You can make your car last a lot longer be more valuable over a longer period of time simply by saving the battery. It's like saving your engine mileage. Think of it like that way. It's like saving your engine mileage. You know what? One thing I was considering the other day, just a little idea that I had that popped into my head, to be quite honest with you. In cars, the infotainment system will become outdated. Look at the old Tesla Model S. The infotainment system becomes slow and outdated, but the car is still great to buy as secondhand. But nobody wants to buy a car when the infotainment system is slow and laggy. The idea is, should EV companies start a program where you can upgrade your car system? That's upgrading the hardware, the computer system within the car, so they can take out the old one and replace it with a new one. They can probably upgrade the screen as well. So you got new touchscreen technology, so it's much faster. It's like having a new infotainment system in your car. Maybe you want to keep your car for another 20 years, but the technology has become slow and laggy. The screen is slow and laggy. It's like your iPhone. After 5 years, it becomes slow and laggy. It's the same thing with cars. It's the same thing with computers. Basically, in these EV cars, you got a computer within these cars, and they're going to need upgrading every 5 years, in my opinion. You need to upgrade not just the software every couple of weeks, year-to-year updates. You need to upgrade the hardware as well. The graphics card will become slow and useless. You're going to need to upgrade those things. Traditionally cars, Toyotas, VWs, BMWs, they can run on the road for 50 plus years. You cannot do the same with a 2012 Tesla Model S, because the hardware becomes outdated and it needs to be upgraded. So this is one thing we're going to need in EV cars. And I think it's going to be introduced because we're not really going to have a choice. Some companies are going to use it as an excuse to get people to buy a new car. But some companies are going to see it as an opportunity to just swap out your old system, your old hardware, for new hardware. I don't know if that makes sense, but let me know if it makes sense. But that was some of the latest news on Polestar. They opened a new showroom in Spain. Quite brilliant, actually. But we will be ending this video quite soon. We've been making this video for almost 1 hour and a half, so we got around 3 minutes left. Yeah, we got about 3 minutes left before we have to end this video. 3 out of 4 Volvo vehicles sold in California were EVs or plug-in hybrid EVs. Oh, that's brilliant. So the automaker reports on Monday the delivery of 49,000 vehicles. 49,904 vehicles in June, down 26.9% from 2021. That sale, excuse me, and that sales of recharge model BEVs plus PHEVs in Europe account for 33.8% during the month. So on Tuesday, Volvo Cars US added the recharge model, represented 25.1% of total volume in the country. As industry challenge persists, the company adds that 25.1% of all sales in the US were recharge models. And in California, the recharge market shares reached 75%. Incredible. You know, it's one thing though. People in the US, they do love to buy Volvos. I don't know why. But to be honest, Volvo cars are starting to look a lot better now. I mean, look at this thing. It looks cute. It looks adorable. It looks sexy. It's drivable. It's functional. It's nice. It's nice. So in the US, the 7-seater XC90 mid-size SUV, luxurious SUV, was the month's top seller, followed by the XC60 compact luxurious SUV and XC40 small luxurious SUV. In Canada, June sales of recharge models increased 51.4% over the same month last year, while year-to-date sales were up 0.6% over the same period in 2021, Volvo added. As a whole, the Volvo Car American region saw 10,309 vehicles sold during the month. Sales of recharge models account for 27.9% of sales across the region. and demand for the cars remains strong, but inventory challenge continue, said Andrei Gustafson, president and CEO of Volvo Cars USA. So during the first half of 2022, 32.3% of vehicles sold were fully electric or plug-in hybrid. In the same period, Volvo sold 291,000 vehicles, down 23.9% compared to the same period last year, with battery electric vehicles accounting for 7.6% of total sales during this period, which is more than tripled compared to the same period of 2021. Here's my question. The Volvo shares of cars, the sales of cars have been decreasing. Is this because they're heavily focused on building Polestar vehicles? As we know, Geely and Volvo are building Polestar vehicles. The factories. That's where the Polestar vehicles are being built. As a result, does this mean that Polestar is having a negative sale in their own vehicles because they now have to concentrate on building vehicles and helping Polestar? This could be a factor because they use the same factory to build the same vehicles. That's something to consider. Now, on the other hand, Polestar long-term should be building its own factories. I hope. The day when Polestar has a factory to itself, I think they do have a factory to itself, by the way, but it's a very tiny factory. But I think they do have one factory to itself, and that's a factory that they built the Polestar 1, I think, but it's a very tiny factory. Now they could ramp it up, build maybe 20, 30,000 vehicles a year from that factory, maybe 40,000 if they're lucky, but it's a tiny factory. It is. It's not a very big factory. Now, sales for June were impacted by COVID-19 related lockdown in China. Okay, which caused a shortage on certain components, primarily affecting the production of fully electric and plug-in cars. Overall, Volvo starts to see a marked improvement in its manufacturing situation, with the number of cars produced in June being the highest in the year. Volvo Cars anticipate, however, that the shares of deliveries of fully electric and plug-in hybrid cars will continue to impact into the third quarter, the automaker noted. Last week, the automaker announced that it will build its third European plant in Kosice, Slovakia. The construction of the 1.2 billion factory is planned to start in 2023, with equipment and production lines installed during 2024 and the series production in 2026. The facility is designed to produce up to 250,000 vehicles per year, and it allows for further expansion of the plant in the future. Oh, that's good. Round of applause. Recently, Volvo unveiled a partnership with Epic Games to offer its customers photorealistic visualization technology in the next generation Volvo vehicles. According to the official notes, the companies are teaming up to bring Epic Unreal Engine games into the upcoming Volvo cars, providing unparalleled high-quality graphics in the cabin. Oh, that's amazing. It says Epic Unreal Engine games. Game engine. Yeah. I don't know if they'll bring the games in the car. Like, Tesla wants you to be able to play, like, Cyberpunk in your car. I don't know if Volvo is doing the same thing, but they're going to do something similar. But yeah, that's it for this video. I think we'll end the video right here. Once again, leave a like, leave a comment. Thank you for watching. We've had 65 views, average view duration of over 4 minutes. That's brilliant. Yeah, honestly. So thank you all for watching this evening. We're going to end this video right here. We got 5 concurrent viewers now. It seems like when I'm ending the video, that's when everyone's coming to the video. But sadly, we have to end the video right here. And thank you all for watching, but I'll see you in the next one. Peace.